G'day there guys, Markee here, and welcome back to another episode of r/Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for laughing after my sister implied my brother's girlfriend's dish wasn't good at Thanksgiving? So I and my brother John are very close, so I was definitely shocked when he surprised us on Thanksgiving by bringing his new girlfriend Chelsea. He was very happy though, and to be honest, that's the only thing that we want for him. So we, grandparents, parents, aunts, uncles, cousins, held off on questions until another time. Anyway, dinner time rolls around, and we are sharing everything, and my aunt kinda pulls me off to the side and tells me that we're not going to be eating my mashed potatoes because Chelsea brought some, and John asked that we serve those. I was a little peeved, not gonna lie, because I've done the mashed potatoes for Thanksgiving since I was 16, but I got over it pretty fast. I really didn't care as long as they were good. Spoiler alert, they were not. Everything that could have gone wrong with those potatoes went wrong. They were raisins. She was really excited though, so when she asked everybody if they were good, she got some mm-hmms. You know, the kind you do with your mouth closed and an uncomfortable smile on your face. But everything else was good, so her dish was highlighted. We all thought we passed it though, until my nephew spit it out into a tissue. She said something about not pleasing everybody to lighten the mood, because we were all looking at him hard as hell, and my brother went, "I'm sure they're glad to have a break from your potatoes anyway," and then laughed. I wasn't gonna say anything, but my sister said, "We are not," in the most monotone voice, and I just laughed, man, like one burst of a cackle. Chelsea teared up and the rest of the night was awkward. My brother called me an ass and is still mad at me. Am I the asshole? Edit, my sister and I both apologized, although I just said, "I'm really sorry." And my sister did more. OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. I know I hurt her feelings, at least a little, and definitely could have done more to apologize like my sister did. And now in the comments, not the asshole. Your brother is the asshole here. He set her up. He should have told the family he was bringing someone to dinner. He knew that you make mashed potatoes every year. He saw those raisins. And then he made that comment about your dish. Your brother set her up. You laughing at your sister's comment is a result of your brother being dumb. If it's the first time that you bring a new girlfriend, you don't have her make a dish. If she really needed to cook something, it should have been discussed with the family beforehand, not as a surprise. You did better than me here because I would have refused raisin potatoes and snuck my own potatoes out. I agree with the exception that the girlfriend is sort of an asshole as well. Who brings mashed potatoes to Thanksgiving without being asked? Why didn't she just go ahead and bring the turkey as well? If she wanted to make something, choose a side dish that won't make or break the meal. Honestly, between bringing her unannounced and her bringing a key component of the meal without asking anyone, they both seem exhausting and attention-seeking. The only reason I'm not counting girlfriend as an asshole is because the brother could have told her that it was taken care of. He invited her. He probably gave her the green light to bring mashed potatoes. Raisins aside, this poor introduction is really on him. And yeah, a dessert, even store-bought, would have been better than bringing a prominent side dish to a family that you've never met. Raisins in mashed potatoes? Quietly spits raisins into napkin? There should have been 2 bowls of mashed potatoes offered, not the asshole. I agree. I guess the aunt wanted to honor the guest. I had something similar happen to me this Thanksgiving. My boyfriend and I attended his and my family's Thanksgivings. I was asked to make an extra side dish for his family, and I chose to make tuna noodles. Well, at 24 years old, I just realized tuna noodles isn't a normal Thanksgiving dish. As we served food at his family's, my tuna noodles were just left sitting the entire dinner, and when one of his younger cousins decided to try some, he spit it out and everyone kind of chuckled. It hurt my feelings, but it comes down to realizing that people have different tastes. My family loves those noodles, and his family didn't. Your brother's girlfriend's family probably loves raisins in their taters. Yours doesn't. It was a bit rude of your sister, and you could have apologized more genuinely to lighten the situation, but I think there is no assholes here. It sucks most for the girlfriend because she went out of her way to make something to contribute, and got teased instead. But yeah, everyone has different tastes. Maybe she would taste your mashed potatoes and think they are awful too. And now onto the update. Questions/clearing things up in general first. Yes, they were actual raisins, not the metaphorical kind. They were just mixed into the mashed potatoes. Yes, my wife makes a side salad, as all traditional dishes are given to immediate family members. No, my brother does not make anything. Never has. Chelsea and John have been together for about a month and a half at this point. The laugh wasn't a ha ha ha, it was just a ha! Just one very loud ha! Alright, into the meat. John is still mad at my sister and I. I had a conversation with Chelsea a day after I originally made the post. I explained that while my original apology was genuine, I can understand that it didn't come off that way and that I was really sorry. I also said that I had no intentions to hurt her feelings whatsoever. She explained that my brother told her to bring the potatoes, which she questioned because she is familiar with the traditional Thanksgiving setup. The justification for that was him wanting her to feel like a part of the family. She also said she was worried about none of us going for her dish and mentioned it to my brother, who then asked my aunt to only display hers. Apparently she saw some kind of tutorial online with the raisins and just went for it. No, it was not cultural. She asked for some mash tips, and she was going right with her technique. She just panicked when they burnt and then added water, which I'm assuming is what altered the taste. Then she added the raisins, which we both agreed can be left out of future potatoes. Overall, Chelsea and I are all good, and she will be coming to Christmas dinner. Now in the comments, I don't know. Now I want to go after the YouTube tutorial that told her to add raisins to her mash. It's bad enough they did, but to make other unsuspecting people who don't know any better do it as well, this person needs to be deleted off the planet. Your brother sabotaged his girlfriend. Oh my god. That's what I suspected from the original post, especially after he insisted only her dish be put out, and then him being the one to blow up when no one liked it. Chelsea was obviously self-conscious, and to me it seemed weird that she, a guest, would bring mashed potatoes when not asked by the host to do so. The only way that I could see it was if Bro told her to, which was indeed the case. Bro is the asshole for setting his girlfriend up 100%. Our next post is titled, Am I the asshole for deleting my friend's wedding photos in front of them? I'm not really a photographer, I'm a dog groomer. I take lots of photos of dogs all day to put on my Facebook and Instagram. It's my thing, if that makes sense. A cut and a photo with every appointment. I very seldom shoot things other than dogs, even if I have a nice setup. A friend got married a few days ago, and wanting to save money, asked if I'd shoot it for them. I told him it's not really my forte, but he convinced me by saying he didn't care if they were perfect, they were on a shoestring budget, and I agreed to shoot it for $250, which is nothing for a 10-hour event. On the day of, I'm driving around following the bride as she goes from appointment to appointment before the ceremony, taking photos along the way. I shoot the ceremony itself, and during the reception, I'm shooting speeches and people mingling. I started around 11 a.m. and was due to finish around 7:30 p.m. Around 5 p.m., food is being served, and I was told I cannot stop to eat because I needed to be a photographer. In fact, they didn't save me a spot at any table. I'm getting tired, and at this point, kinda regretting doing this for next to nothing. It's also unbelievably hot, the venue is in an old Veterans Legion, and it's like 110 degrees Fahrenheit, and there is no AC. I told the groom that I need to take off for 20 minutes to get something to eat and drink. There is no open bar or anything. I can't even get water, and my 2 water bottles are long empty. He tells me I need to either be photographer or leave without pay. With the heat, being hungry, being generally annoyed at the circumstances, I asked if he was sure, and he said yes. So I deleted all the photos I took in front of him and took off, saying that I'm not his photographer anymore. If I was to be paid $250, honestly, at that point, I would have paid $250 just for a glass of cold water and somewhere to sit for 5 minutes. Was I the asshole? They went right on their honeymoon and they've all been off social media. But a lot of people have been posting on their wall asking about photos with 0 responses. And now in the comments, not the asshole at all. You could have risked your health and they treated you like crap. Like, they seriously expected her to work for 8.5 hours without food, with little water, and no break. While, let's be honest, she was doing this as a favor and not because of the money. How did they think this would go? OP should tell her side before they come back. They are going to spin this to make OP sound evil. And F them. My wedding photographer not only got a seat, but a full meal, and was a paid guest at my wedding. He goofed around with everyone else and helped make it a better celebration, and helped with making it more fun, which only enhanced the pics. Bride and groom sound like entitled assholes. Agreed. I went through similar. My photographer didn't even expect to eat because we had such a short service, but we had planned for him to eat and take pics of reception, and I'm glad we did. We got some great candids that way, as our guests kinda forgot that he was around. Wait, they wanted mates rates but didn't even save you food? Not the asshole. The dogs are much better people than these friends. They always are. Not the asshole. They took you off the guest list for this without mentioning it to you in advance. You went in with the expectation of $250 to take high-quality pictures, while also being a guest at their event, including a place to sit, eat, and drink, and realistically, you did nothing but follow the groom's suggestion. Either continue being a photographer, or forfeit your $250. What did the groom think that entailed? He would get all the work for free? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I would seriously reconsider this friendship. And now, onto the update. Immediately after the wedding, they went off for their honeymoon. They went to a cottage up north and didn't use social media for a week. In that time, they got lots of requests for photos on Facebook, and I didn't reply to anyone because to me, this was done, and I didn't want the headache of dealing with the fallback. I don't know a lot of these people. It is their circle of friends, so I thought it was best they handled it. The bride contacted me when they returned and asked me my side of the story. I don't know when the groom spilled the beans, but he wasn't truthful about it. He told her that I had camera problems and lost the photos. I told her plainly what happened, and told her that while I felt guilty, it's no way to treat someone doing them a favor. She wasn't in the know about any of this, and asked if there was any way that we could mend this. We got to talking, and I've agreed to do a reshoot for some photos later in the season. She wants some photos of just them in an indoors shoot, photos of the rings, some artsy-fartsy shots, and that's it. She offered me the original $250, and I agreed under the condition that I bail at one word of crap from either of them. As for the original photos, I offered to bring my SD card to a place that could attempt to recover them, but at their cost, she declined. Word did get out on social media about some of this, and we agreed to sweep it under the rug and try to diffuse or play down what happened. Of the few comments I did read, they were wholly against me, because the story is twisted with the "her camera died" narrative the groom spun. I'm upset, but not enough to make a big deal of it. None of them even know my name. I did make two interesting connections though. The DJ was privy to the situation. He was the person that I vented to originally, and he asked if I'd shoot their band at an upcoming event. Additionally, the minister asked if I'd like to shoot some promotional images of his church and choir. I'm not sure if I'm cut out for anything but pet stuff, but it's nice to have gotten something out of this ordeal at least. And now in the comments, I'm surprised she didn't want to try saving the photos. Very odd. I'm not. If they were on a budget and the OP offered for them to recover the old ones at their expense, someone unfamiliar with recovery could think that it would be more costly than $250. Plus, it sounds like the bride was pretty embarrassed by the groom's behavior. Maybe it's a day she doesn't want memories of. Like other posters mentioned, this might not be a lasting relationship. She's getting an absolute bargain getting a reshoot for $250 and not paying OP for the original shoot, even without the photos. I'm gonna be the Debbie Downer here. You basically worked many hours at the wedding, did not get a break or any food, and didn't get paid when the groom caused problems. Now you're gonna work again for them, for the $250 that was too little before. Pretty noble of you to accept working for them again. I would have never agreed after the way that you were treated. And did the groom even apologize? This. Why on God's green earth would you do anything for them ever again? These are people better left in your rear view mirror. And OP replies, I felt bad for the situation. I'm the kind of person who doesn't like to throw away stuffed animals in case I hurt their feelings. I just didn't want to leave the situation at a net negative for everyone, even if deserved. Unexposed is titled, Am I the asshole for inviting my sister's best friend back to our place? My sister and I stay with our parents. My sister's best friend referred me for a job at her employer, and I got it. We don't work together, but we do see each other a few times. I saw her after work, and we were heading out to the parking lot. She told me that her dad was going to pick her up because her car was in the shop, and she was going to hang out there for an hour. I suggested that she could come back to our place and hang out there, as it's a shorter drive from her parents' house, and it would be more comfortable than lounging around in the parking lot. She was hesitant, but I insisted. She was hanging out in our living room when my sister came down from her room. She got really upset and went back upstairs. It was pretty odd that she didn't go to my sister's room. That is pretty odd. Her friend left about half an hour later. My sister came to my room later that night and called me an idiot for bringing her here and said that I should have read the situation better. She knows I'm good at convincing people to follow my suggestions and called me a jerk. My sister never gets angry. She also looked like she's been crying. I feel like an asshole here. I should have just backed off when her friend had first refused, but I thought she was just being polite. I know I didn't mean to upset my sister, but she is really upset, and I feel like a jerk right now. Now in the comments, unless you were aware of the issues between your sister and her friends, you are not the asshole. You were helping out a friend who had previously helped you. Not the asshole, I don't think, depending on what insisting means. Sounds like your sister and her friend had a fight that you didn't know about, but you couldn't know that, and your sister was a jerk. Not the asshole, sounds like her and your sister probably had a falling out that you didn't know about. You are not an asshole for offering her a safe location for her to wait for her ride. Not the asshole, why was your sister so affected by this? And OP replies, I don't get it. She is the most level-headed person that I know, and she has been a bit sad lately. I did see her walking around like a zombie 2 weeks ago when I went down at 1 AM to get food, and she was looking like she had been crying then too, but she said she didn't want to talk about it. She's probably going through something, and it probably doesn't have much to do with you. Not the asshole, smiley face. And now onto the update. Almost all the comments said that I was not an asshole. I decided to give my sister space. It was obvious she was dealing with something and was not ready to talk about it. Well, she did talk about it yesterday. They were dating. She broke up with her girlfriend because her girlfriend didn't want to come out to her parents. They have been dating for 5 years, and my sister wants to move out and live with her, but her ex didn't want to take the risk and even hint at being in a gay relationship. It is tearing my sister apart, as she clearly loves her, but she told me she couldn't hide it anymore. She was going to come out to our parents soon. She apologized for yelling at me too. She just felt really alone and lashed out. I feel so bad, man. They've been through a lot, and I hope they can make it, because they clearly love each other, but this is sad. I also wanted to add that her ex allowed her to talk about the relationship with me. And now in the comments, my friend, way to be a good brother and friend. Everyone could take a lesson in this. Not only were you aware that something was off about the original dispute, but because you gave some space and an open door for communication, every party had the ability to emotionally heal. Congrats on being an outstanding man and brother. Only advice I'd give, that you probably already know, is back up your sister when she's ready to come out. Be her support system when she needs it, and fight tooth and nail to make sure that she's in a safe environment when confronting these feelings. Bomb-ass person, OP. Oh wow, heartbreaking. I'm so sorry for your sister, and for you, OP. You didn't know, and now that you do, it's hard not to feel awful about it. But please don't. You are only being kind, which is never a bad thing. My best to your sister. 5 years in secret. Rough. It sucks they couldn't be open with either family. I hope you can be there for your sister when she does tell your folks, and I hope they respond with love. And that's where I leave today's episode, guys. I hope you liked it. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you didn't fall asleep, and if you did, I hope you're having a good sleep right now. Again, make sure you're drinking water. It's very easy to forget to drink water, but you feel better drinking water sometimes. At least I know I do. Hydration is good, and it makes me happy, and I hope that you're happy. As always, I hope that I'll see you in the next episode. And again, I hope that you're having a good day, night, or sleep, or just whatever you're up to today. And I guess I'll see you later. Bye.